The life of the dead is placed in the memory of the living. If you have a garden and a library, you have everything you need. Gratitude is not only the greatest of virtues, but the parent of all the others. More law, less justice. Glory follows virtue as if it were its shadow. The higher we are placed, the more humbly we should walk. Any man can make mistakes, but only an idiot persists in his error. Friendship improves happiness and abates misery by the doubling of our joy and the dividing of our grief. A home without books is a body without soul. Silence is one of the great arts of conversation. To live is to think. Alive is brave men. And if fortune is adverse, front its blows with brave hearts. The safety of the people shall be the highest law. Nothing is more noble, nothing more venerable than fidelity. Faithfulness and truth are the most sacred excellences and endowments of the human mind. An unjust peace is better than a just war. The wise are instructed by reason, average minds by experience, the stupid by necessity, and the brute by instinct. When you have no basis for an argument, abuse the plaintiff. It is not by muscle, speed, or physical dexterity that great things are achieved, but by reflection, force of character, and judgment. The enemy is within the gates. It is with our own luxury, our own folly, our own criminality that we have to contend. A friend is, as it were, a second self. Cultivation to the mind is as necessary as food to the body. The sinews of war are infinite money.
While there's life, there's hope. The greatest pleasures are only narrowly separated from disgust.
There is nothing so absurd that some philosopher has not already said it. The function of wisdom is to discriminate between good and evil. What then is freedom? The power to live as one wishes. A man of courage is also full of faith. The greater the difficulty, the greater the glory. I prefer tongue-tied knowledge to ignorant loquacity. It is the peculiar quality of a fool to perceive the faults of others and to forget his own. The countenance is the portrait of the soul, and the eyes mark its intentions. The harvest of old age is the recollection and abundance of blessing previously secured. Brevity is a great charm of eloquence. Peace is liberty in tranquility. Memory is the treasury and guardian of all things. If we are not ashamed to think it, we should not be ashamed to say it. Orators are most vehement when their cause is weak. Whatever you do, do with all your might. The precepts of the law are these: to live honestly, to injure no one, and to give everyone else his due. Love is the attempt to form a friendship inspired by beauty. Death is not natural for a state as it is for a human being, for whom death is not only necessary, but frequently even desirable.
Let us not listen to those who think we ought to be angry with our enemies, and who believe this to be great and manly. Nothing is so praiseworthy, nothing so clearly shows a great and noble soul, as clemency and readiness to forgive.
Any man is liable to err, only a fool persists in error. Not cohabitation but consensus constitutes marriage. Nobody can give you wiser advice than yourself. Even if you have nothing to write, write and say so. No one can give you better advice than yourself. The precepts of the law are these: to live honestly, to injure no one, and to give everyone else his due. What sweetness is left in life, if you take away friendship? Robbing life of friendship is like robbing the world of the sun. A true friend is more to be esteemed than kinsfolk. Time destroys the speculation of men, but it confirms nature. To be ignorant of what occurred before you were born is to remain always a child. If you pursue good with labor, the labor passes away, but the good remains. If you pursue evil with pleasure, the pleasure passes away and the evil remains. Never go to excess, but let moderation be your guide. I never admire another's fortune so much that I became dissatisfied with my own. The spirit is the true self. The spirit, the will to win, and the will to excel are the things that endure. Nothing is more unreliable than the populace, nothing more obscure than human intentions, nothing more deceptive than the whole electoral system. The more honesty a man has, the less he affects the air of a saint.